name of Jesus, we thank you. We thank you first and foremost because truly you are an amazing God and there is none like you. Father God, we ask that on today, that as we go over these topics, that you and your presence rest upon our hearts and in our minds so that we say things that are edifying and things that could bring glory to you. We'll be so careful to do that. Give you all the honor and all the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I receive that.
Introduce yourself.
Right up, right up. Oh.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mocha. Favorite about that life.
All right. Bentley, purpose and passion.
Dewana, the corporate type.
Barbara, the boss.
And we are the Walks of Life. We're back.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, yes.
So tonight's topic is about.
Ooh.
Let me get it, ladies.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's all over the news. It's all over Shade Room and even on the Red Table. TI's virginity checks and what fathers don't understand about girls. What do you all think about that? He made a very controversial. I'm sorry, I got braces on, y'all.
Y'all
And my mouth.
Come on, come through, corporate, come through.
I can't talk.
Come on.
It's been a couple days.
It's okay.
It's okay, go ahead.
A very controversial
It's very
statement.
controversial statement.
Yeah.
So, do you ladies feel that a father has the right to check the virginity of his daughter? I think he even mentioned the hymen, which is a area in on a woman's body that once penetration happens, it's no longer, which is the whole old adage of virginity testing.
T.I. got an old soul, huh?
Right.
I'm old young daddies. What's up, Tip?
I can't do it.
Don't edit me out either.
Well, sitting shots.
So, do you all have? Let's start with. Did your father ever check?
No, ma'am, and no,
virginity?
sir.
Do you think it's right?
My mother took us to our appointments. She would give my daddy the updates. My daddy felt that it was not his place. He didn't need to be a part when it came to certain appointments at a certain time of our lives. That was between my mother and the daughters. The son, my brother, that was father and son. But when it came to us at a certain age, we started developing. There was something that he said he didn't need to see. My mother would tell him about it. He would get those updates. And at a certain age, well, my daddy looking at me no ways. At a certain age, as I started, developing. You look like daddy, So no, my mother did that with us, not my daddy.
Well, it's a lot of single fathers now, so they.
Well, I guess back then.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of single fathers.
Yeah. Okay. Now, all right.
I don't know if I agree or not.
When you were coming up, I know you talk a lot about your stepdad, and he taught you a lot. Would your mom allow him to
No.
take you to the doctor?
No, my mother had some rules, and they was real tight. He didn't have to do much. I respected him.
You always tell us
And
that.
she always made sure it rolled smoothly. But I do have a daughter, and I don't know how I would feel if my husband was so adamant about if she a virgin or not. Like what's causing the
anxiety with
to
that
be alarmed
like that.
You know what I mean? Like, is there something going on? The distrust. Nah, I mean, I understand you want to know, but I don't know. Because I can't question no one's parenting because it ain't no correct way. It's just you doing the best you can. So, but it seemed a little weird and awkward to me because she what 18?
She's 18
She's
now.
18 now,
Yeah.
but the comment kind of goes back to an age of 15, 16, where her mother took her to the doctor, and he clarified it, saying that he went along to the appointment, and it was pretty much misconstrued of
that he was not in the room.
He wasn't in the room.
Well, I didn't feel like he was in the room. I didn't even think of it in that manner. I'm just thinking of it as he in front of the doctor with her while they're giving them the results.
Now,
So-
if he wanted to go there with the mother because she asked him to come along, what's wrong? I mean, there's no harm in that. I mean,
Well, I never thought about him being in the room while they was doing the exam, so that part never crossed my mind.
social media can make things look and sound one way than what
Right.
it really is, right?
Mhm.
What about you,
Yeah, what you-
Bentley?
I mean,
During your time as a young woman,
Man.
developing young woman, was your
no
father?
one ever looked and no one ever checked and no one ever cared. But, well, I mean, it didn't care about it was an attack or not. The reality is, for me though, is that he's a dad. He's a dad. He's a parent. And as a parent, you know, we all have our quirks and our things that we were really overly concerned about. And whether it was a mom or a dad taking her to the appointment and seeing, I mean, if it's a mom, how do you say that's okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
What you mean?
If the mom is taking you to the doctor to see if it's intact, or the dad? Because as a parent, I think that's, you know, that's something that you have to deal with personally. Like you said, there's no perfect parenting.
There's no perfect.
And I mean, we live in right now, this is a hookup culture. So everybody hooking up, smashing and dashing. And T.I. being the guy that he is, he probably know what it's like to smash and dash. And how you leave these girls, these women broken.
Yeah.
And when you leave them broken, it's hard to mend in those pieces.
I know, but what happens? Okay, so if it's not, if she's not a virgin anymore, so
Then-
what's
so
next?
then, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what's next? Like, what's your plan after that?
I think his comment was, then he has to change how he parents her. Now you have the responsibility of getting a job, of understanding what goes on as a young adult now.
He said the girls, if I'm not going to misquote him, but the girls were more of a concern than his boys were. He said because the girls were, it affects his household opposed to the sons. What's the difference? With
Well,
the
there
sons?
should be
So-
a difference, but at the same time, there should be equal concern, because even if you got these 3 boys that you're raising and they're out there having it, are you saying to them, let me teach you, let me school you on how to get it? Or are you saying, look, man, strap up if you're going to be out there doing that, you know, protect yourself, don't bring, you know, don't catch nothing, don't make no babies. What, you know, how are you still being responsible? And something tells me that, you know, T.I. he just seems like a very involved parent.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a really involved parent. And I think, to be honest, the media just took that and blew that up, because they be looking for any little thing to make so big.
Yeah.
And he apologized, and then
He
I
did.
felt like
But he
watching his
shouldn't have
apology.
to, though.
But watching his apology made me feel bad for him, because because he shouldn't have to.
Because
And
ain't
then
nobody gonna come here and try to tell me how
how
to
to
do
raise
what I do.
my whole point.
But
My whole
you know,
point.
I don't know how well I feel about the whole. It's different for my boys and my girls. I had boys first, and everybody would see me and they would say, "Oh, well, you don't have to worry about nothing because you got boys." I do.
Yes, you do.
I
That's
do,
right.
because I don't want them to feel like it's okay to have a baby with a young lady and think they ain't gonna help and they ain't gonna be a part. No, we don't do that. We don't leave out. We take care of our own.
And not only
Okay.
that, but even as a male, you can still be promiscuous, and being promiscuous causes you to shut down, and you don't have the ability to love. You find yourself broken too, because you've given yourself, every time you sleep with somebody else, a piece of yourself is gone. And so these men don't find real relationships because they're out there, what I call smashing and dashing. And it's so easy, because now it's like, you have so many different options, and everybody's kind of serving it on a platter to you. No one's trying to really be in these long relationships, but they're just hooking up.
What
And
about
you know,
you, corporate? You have a daughter. You have a teenage daughter
So-
too.
And some sons.
Yeah, and some, right.
When I was a teenager, I remember being or experimenting, and my mother took me to the doctor to see if my hymen was still intact. So it wasn't my dad. My dad lived in Georgia, and my mom was pretty much a single mom. But once the doctor kind of confirmed that I was sexually active, then my dad got involved and
Okay.
was like, okay, well, send her to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
But he was never
Did that
in the
fix it?
room. It didn't fix it.
Okay.
We still
Yellow! I'm
we
just gonna
still
throw that out
didn't
there.
have the talk of the birds and the bees.
Mhm.
It was just like the immediate fix was, okay, you go live with your dad.
which wasn't a fix at all.
You know, I don't know different states.
Well,
The
let's
dairy-
get it clear. You
Well,
never
wait.
stop. Once you start, you don't stop.
That's right.
So,
I mean, you will stop.
you know,
you can
you
stop,
can't-
but you have to make a conscious decision.
No,
to
you'll
stop.
slow down, but eventually you gonna do it. I mean, it's just what it is. But why we not teaching them how to handle things as well? Okay, we can go and we can take a child, and it's kind of embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in child, my mother did some embarrassing things that I thought was embarrassing. I understand it was concern for her at now as a parent, but you know, sometimes it's about how you teaching your child too. Because I have had friends whose daughter want to wear a mini skirt, and they like, nope, you gonna wear it down here. Well, if you're gonna be a hoe, you're gonna be a hoe, regardless of how long or short the dress is. It's how you teach a person to be in what they're in.
Okay.
Well, I was getting ready to add, you know, I'm not sure other states, but you know, here in Wisconsin, age of 14, the child can say, if I want you in
That's
with
it.
me, or
They-
out
that's
with
it.
me
Now
in the
they
room
can.
now.
12.
13 to be exact.
Well, I know
They can-
12-year-olds
a
able to
teenager.
say.
Certain court stipulations, they have 14. The child can say, I don't want them to come in there. I don't want them to know what we talked about. They have that right now.
Now, see, I don't feel like that's fair.
I don't either.
Because
That's
first
cool.
of all,
Because
who
we
you
paying this
sending the
insurance.
bill
Hello,
to?
She
right.
She won't see Dr. Donna no
maybe
more.
I'm
Bye,
getting off
Dr.
the
Donna.
subject.
I ain't off the subject because it's real. I
It's
mean,
real.
No, that's part
when
of
you
it,
sign
yeah.
the paperwork, it says who's the person responsible for the
And
bingo.
if I'm responsible, I got the rights
So
to
that's-
them documents.
Yeah.
And then just keeping it real, you know, T.I. said, you know, a lot of that stuff he was just saying. He was just saying. He really didn't actually do. You know how you just be talking like, yeah, I'll be checking. I'm making sure he was really just talking.
Right.
But, you know, I know people blew it up. And it's a conversation piece now. We can really talk about it. It is something to talk about. But as a mom, a single parent, I look at it like this. A dad has the right. The dad is a parent. A parent. You don't get to choose and say, well, mom, you teach this, that, and the other, unless, you know, that's the agreement in the household. But a parent is a parent is a parent is a parent. And you have the right to say, I'm going to take you to the doctor today. It doesn't say, oh, if mom doesn't have time to take you to the doctor, you don't go. Or if we want to know, are you out there active? And we decide, well, I'll take her. I don't see the problem with that. And I think too often we've divided our men and women. We say men don't cry. Well, you know, a lot of them, because you don't allow them to cry, you change them, you make them into monsters. Sometimes you need to cry. Cry. It's okay for men to cry. You know, I'm just saying we've divided them. Men that can't wear pink. That's such a lie.
I think
Men can wear pink.
Well-
We've divided them, and the only requirement that the Bible says is that the man is supposed to work the field, plow the field. That's the only. We were both made equal.
I feel like it's not what the act that he did. It was because he was talking about it later. So now, you know, his daughter getting probably a lot of riffraff behind it as
They
well.
said
Well,
that
she
you know.
said, she told him, let it blow over. Let's leave it alone.
They
It
said
go
that
away.
she also blocked him on social media.
Because it got so crazy.
I'm sure
that was
they-
other
they-
I mean,
stuff.
you know, so
Okay.
just
was
because
kinda
he
hurt,
said
yeah.
something, it's not the fact that he did it. I don't think that was a big thing
Right.
because, I mean, he the daddy. He paying them whatever
My
happening.
point, yeah.
He you know, he cashing out on her. You know what I'm saying? He do have a right to know. It's, you know, I hope I don't have to not trust my daughter, but I don't know
Right.
what I'm gonna do when I get there.
Right.
You know, I really don't.
Right.
My whole
But
point. And all these
sometimes
people
I think
talking
just
don't
when
know
you
y'all,
either.
telling
both said,
people-
y'all both said something, you know, that was a key factor. There's no way to how we're parenting. There's no wrong or right way. There's
Right.
no book on parenting.
Right.
It's just
I mean,
not.
it's some,
Right.
but it
And
don't
that's
tell
the
the whole
reality.
story.
That's the reality.
That's the reality.
It is.
And everybody that's out there putting their mouth on them,
And
stop.
That's it.
Because
Just
you
stop
know what?
it.
It's
That's
amazing. 'Cause
right.
I never thought that he was in the room
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't either.
during the. Because that's what it seemed like. Is
That's
How
what
they
they
made
say.
it. How they made it.
he in the room
They
while
did.
she getting the
They did.
exam.
Come on, that's
and
so
I never
creepy.
really even thought
That's
that.
just creepy.
And they
No.
were saying that, oh, what he doing in the room with her? And he's screwing. I'm like, what? So it went.
She's
just,
a beautiful
it went that
young
far. She
lady.
intelligent.
And you know what?
Yeah.
T.I. is still a young guy in the game. And when you look at your daughter, it's girls like that look like your daughter that's trying to get at you.
And
So
he
you
knows,
gotta
and
know.
He knows this.
Right. So
Right.
you gotta
Not
know.
only that, there's girls that's trying to get at you. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's you.
You know,
Well,
'cause-
I want to go back to your comment because Jada Pickett on the Red Table was
Mhm.
like, There are certain things that a
Right.
woman has to teach a young girl.
There are certain things because a man can teach you about, like your period. Well, you're gonna be blunt about it, right? About different things. I can just God knows I don't want to have to talk about it,
You
but I
saying
remember
men
this.
don't? I
There's
missed it.
No, I was saying that there's no, it shouldn't be divided on how you parent your child. But there are certain things that you, as a woman, I can only teach another woman, my daughter. A man couldn't teach my daughter about certain things about me as a woman, like, as your body parts grow and change and something like this. This is really off the wall. But my mom knew that I had been having it, someone had, when I was young, I was a teenager, and I had let someone have oral sex with me. Listen to this. Listen,
knew.
I was sick. I was just puking. And it was just a clear liquid, and my mother came in there and said, you letting somebody go down on you. And I was like, what? Where did you get that from? Who told you that? No, I'm not, But she knew that if that happened, if you letting somebody do that too long, it will physically cause you to get sick. Now, that a man probably would never know that.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I think
certain things that your body reacts to certain things, certain ways, and your mom could just, parents could just tell about.
But see,
you
we
as a
can't tell
female.
now because we so like
Yeah,
in a
they
bigger
just-
house.
That's what you
Yeah,
said,
we're
honey.
impersonal, right? Like we were real close knit then. Everybody's in like that.
But the one thing my
shotgun
daddy
shack.
always told us, a woman cannot, how you say, teach a boy how to be a
How to
man.
be a man, right?
That's for a
man
man.
could
But,
do that.
but I hope you're on the subject. But we're losing our men though too to our boys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I just disagree. I think you, as a parent, you can do what you have to.
But I did say this
But
part.
it doesn't matter. Because I see men raising girls right now.
All day.
And they doing a beautiful job.
Amen,
because
yeah.
the one thing that the man can teach you is what to look for.
I was going to say that about a woman with a son.
And teach him how
Right.
to be a man. You can, because this is
You
what.
know,
can,
so,
so, yeah.
I mean, I guess
That's
I
his whole
disagree. But at the end of the day, you need the balance of two.
Both. Yeah.
A man and woman, because that's the way it was really designed.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't necessarily
right.
have to be
That's key right there. Yeah.
That's the design.
the father.
Yeah.
Sometimes the grandfather teach the son.
All right.
Because the father, he could be past, absent, whatever. My
Yes.
father was absent. He's, we figured out something later on in life. But my stepfather was there. He taught me how to be. How I supposed to be when a man is around. Like, you don't be sitting in me in laps.
Yeah.
And, so he taught me how to be around. I can tell when little girls aren't used to being around men. I can tell the difference on how they act versus the ones who has their fathers involved. It's a difference, So the balance is what you need. But both parents can raise kids.
So what do you think would be something that a woman should teach a girl, and then the dad?
Well, I was gonna go back to Kent. My husband has taken my daughter to the doctor because I couldn't make the
Right.
appointment,
Mm-hmm.
but it made him uncomfortable when the doctor asked, did he want to be in the room with her?
Oh.
That's weird. That's weird. Why would you
Oh.
ask a
And this was
man
just
that?
for immunization,
And he didn't want to.
and he didn't want to be in the room.
See.
So I think it goes back to the level of comfort as a parent that
Yes.
you are.
Right.
And if you're in a blended family, the way I'm in a blended family, then it's some boundaries that the person might just set themselves, not because something weird is going on.
Right.
I agree.
The boundaries.
I agree.
I
Me
agree.
too.
But Tia, I think you're doing a wonderful job
we do.
parenting, and Tiny, y'all
Yeah.
do y'all thing, and the ex,
Raise y'all kids
baby mama.
as y'all see fit.
So is we summing
Parents.
this up?
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
a song?
Yeah, we summing up.
I mean, money top.
You adding anything, Courtney?
20 top. Do.
All right, share.
Like.
Subscribe.
Because we are
The
the walks of life.
Whoa.
Bye.